know, I was watching another podcast, the Grocery Girls here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Yarn Mews podcast. I'm Laura.
I'm Cecilia.
And we're both very tired today,
Yes.
so
It's been
this
a long
may be a
week.
short one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah. We got a lot of stuff going on, you
Yes.
know, with the expansion and, hey, you know, you guys don't want to know about our sales tax issue, but I'm just going to say the Supreme Court made a decision and it's really affecting me as a small business owner.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Dumb old
And
Supreme Court.
I know. And lots of new yarns coming in, and
We got events coming up next month. It's just chaos.
It's crazy right now. One of, I think it was Elizabeth yesterday, she said, "What's going on with you? You're so stressed out." And I'm like, yes, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah.
Let's just not talk about it right now.
Yeah. You don't want to hear about it. It's terrible.
So, anyway. So, are you going to show that hat you're working on? Is that what you're going to pull out of that bag?
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe we should just start with the whole hat. I don't know if you guys remember, but last time I was working on a design for a hat, and I didn't know what to call it. Somebody, oh my gosh, I should have written her name down.
You should have, because you're terrible at
I
names.
can't remember.
Sorry.
And
We're
I'm
both
tired,
terrible at names.
But somebody had a great suggestion for the name. It's for a Macaroon kit, so I wanted to have Macaroon in the name. This is a Macaroon kit, 25 grams of 3 different colors of fingering or sport or lace weight yarn. It's generally fingering in these. And then I was designing a hat pattern for it. So I'll show you the progression here. The first hat was, no, that's the second one, was this one, where I have to sit closer. We're trying to sit a little closer today, but not close enough apparently. The decreases at the top were really bad, really bad. So then I did a second one. I think I've got yarn stuck in that hat. And the decreases at the top were much better, but the top section was too long. So then I did a third one. And that's the final pattern.
And it was just right.
Yes. It was too cold and too hot and just right. And then Cecilia's test knitting the pattern right now.
And so here's mine thus far. And this is yarn from my stash. Because we got merino in those, and
this was mostly yarn from my stash too, and a little yarn from here. So,
but I will say this is a yarn that Link Pigments, who we have had in the shop before, she came out with a Targhee sock yarn.
Targhee's a breed of wool.
Yes, it is, and it's really lovely, and I love these colors. Here's my third color, which I was hoping to get to, but I've been dinking around. It's this, so it's going to be awesome.
It will be. And so as soon as Cecilia gets the test knitting done, we will be releasing the melted macaroon pattern.
Yes,
yay! And thank you, whoever you are, for coming up with the name Melted Macaroon. It's great.
It's a genius.
It's genius.
You should get a job naming things. Maybe you already have a job naming things. I'd like a job naming things.
So, I was going to say the pattern is all slip stitches as you're transitioning to the new yarn, so it's not hard. I think people might see this and go, "Oh my gosh, I don't want to work with 2 colors in the same row," but it's not that. You're always only working with one color.
It's always just one. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Did Janine start us on that phraseology or
no?
I don't know.
No, I actually picked that up from In the Loop, I think it's called. It's this British movie where this ambassador goes to Washington, D.C., and I don't know, something goes wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, he has like the best, because it's the ambassador's played by Peter Capaldi. You'd know him if you saw him. Anyway, and the guy's like, no, his assistant's like, no, we'll do this. It's easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And the ambassador's, no, it's not. It's difficult, lemon difficult, which is like the best thing ever.
That's
So
funny.
then I just started saying it because
Yeah.
then in my head I always follow
Right.
with him going
Yeah.
difficult, lemon,
That's
difficult.
funny.
But this is not difficult,
No.
lemon, difficult.
This is easy peasy lemon squeezy.
So
Yeah. So anyway, and I will just say this macaroon kit that I just held up was our prize for last podcast, and our friend Tori Jensen won. Yay, Tori! She also gets a cool swell bottle, which I'm not going to take out of the packaging. But Tori, you're going to have to wait until Cecilia finishes test knitting the pattern, because I promised to give you a copy of that pattern
Yes, and you
with
don't-
the kit.
and we want it to be correct.
Yeah. So sorry, you're going to have to wait.
And I did find an error already. So
Yes, she did.
one
Which
day.
often happens. That's why you
Yeah.
have somebody test knit it.
We'll have it done
But
this
yeah,
week.
you'll probably have it done this week. So
Yeah.
so
Not a
next
problem.
week probably sometime. We'll let you know when it's available. You're in and out of here all the time, so
Yeah.
we'll just let you know.
Can I show this off?
Yeah, show that
I'm
off.
getting warm. So I finally finished something. It's very exciting. No one ever sees me in finished things. This is my Janesville wrap. I, unlike Laura, did not do all the way down.
Did not seam it up.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
So-
very cute.
I like it a lot, and I believe on the one podcast I called this color the wrong thing. I said it was the pressed grapes. It is not. It is deep velvet,
Oh, sure. Yeah.
and but I love it. I think it's
It's
great.
beautiful.
And
And I love that chartreuse color in there.
yes, it's funny because
As I do.
Yes, you do. I'd be knitting on this down at the yoga place down at Green Lotus, and they've got all these windows in there. It's a great place to knit. You should take up yoga just so you can go down there and sit and knit in their little area, and they're really good about it. You just come really early for class and sit there and knit, and it was so bright, and I'm like, wow, that is a really terrible color.
It's the best.
But it looks good with that purple, so it
Yes,
makes
it
me
does.
happy. But it was just like as you're knitting, because all you're concentrating on is that one color, and it was in the sunshine like that. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased. I put it on, and my husband was like, "Oh, that looks really good. Who's that for?" I said, "That's for me." And he's like, "Yay!" So he was very pleased. I made something for myself, as I usually don't, and it's not blocked, so it's a little
That's okay.
wonky, but that's all right.
And this is Blue Sky wool stock.
Woolstock.
Did you say that?
No, I said it
Is
when
it
I was
on
knitting it.
Inside Out?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know.
No,
I
don't
can't
think-
tell.
I don't think it. I think it's the same. You see the green
see
up at the
the-
top on either side, so it's
Yeah, no, I don't think it is.
it's just
Well,
because
it's gonna have
it's
to be
seed
how it is.
stitch.
Yeah.
That's why it
Yeah.
does that. So
Yeah, no, I
I'm sure
know.
mine does that too, wherever it is in the store. I don't see it.
I don't see it anywhere
It's-
right now.
it's hiding.
somewhere, I'm sure.
Maybe it's in a shelf right now because it's not on display.
Could be. Everything needs to rotate.
But since we talked about wool stock, we should talk about our perk
I have to
project
take
this month
off
as
'cause
well.
It's hot.
Okay.
It'll keep me warm this winter.
As soon as Cecilia gets out of the way, we'll talk about this.
Sorry. I'm the
okay.
worst.
So this is our perk project of the month, and it's also made out of wool stock. We really like
I
wool
love
stock
wool
here.
stock. It is one of the best.
It's a worsted weight, 100% wool, right?
Yeah. 100% wool. And it is, let's look here, 50 grams.
Fine Highland wool.
Yes. The best Highland wool available. Yeah,
This is pressed grapes.
I know they have the color. That's
Yeah.
why I got confused.
Right.
I suspect that I was originally
Yeah.
thinking of this one and then decided to go with the deeper
Yeah.
one.
So this pattern is called Kerwin. It's by Heidi Kermeyer, I believe, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Let me just look at the sign
It's by
here.
somebody, not me.
Oh no, I was completely wrong. Sorry, Heidi. Julie Hoover,
Yeah.
who designs for Brooklyn Tweed, among other things.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth made the sweater for us. You can't really see it on the screen, but there are diagonal ribs.
Yeah, it's kind of...
Well, not ribs, but there's
They
some
go
diagonal
in a-
lines. So
Yeah, they go this way and then they go this way, so it's kind of a fun little texture pattern.
and it's a poncho-y, vesty kind of thing. So really
I
cute.
always think of these as tabards, like the
that's
knights
a
would
good,
wear.
That's a great name for them.
Yeah, and so if you like the Renaissance Festival, you could always make one for that and put it under
Yeah.
your chainmail. 'Cause-
Maybe not this year. Well, unless you're
Well,
if you're a fast knitter.
If you're a fast knitter and you're on the circuit, you know, you
Yeah, why not?
got nothing better to do but
Yeah.
drink and knit. I don't know.
Drink ale and knit and yeah.
Well, I've personally never been involved in the Renaissance Festival, but I've known people who were.
Oh my God,
And-
Christian and Ginger, my son Christian and his wife Ginger
Yeah.
are big into the Ren Fest, and
Yeah.
they go all the time. They don't have a booth or anything, but they go as often as
Yeah.
they can.
No, I knew people
And they
who
dress
were, like,
up and
I knew people who were like actually royalty and stuff.
yeah, yeah.
And so it was like lots of drinking and lots
Yeah.
of, you know. So, but yeah, I love this yarn. In fact, I love this yarn so much that there are times when I'll just see like a pattern like on TV or whatever, not a pattern, but like a sweater. And I'll be like, oh, that sweater's really cool. I could reverse engineer that and think, oh, and it looks so good in wool stock. Yes, I have a problem. I have pictures on my phone I've taken from the TV of sweaters that someday I will design.
You know, I do that. I don't take the actual pictures, but when I'm watching things, I'll go, oh, I should make that. That's really cool.
There was a Star Trek episode, original Star Trek, in which Spock is wearing a hat, you know, a stocking cap to cover the ears because they're infiltrating. The fact that he is kind of green, you know, they just say, oh, he's Chinese or whatever. It's always so funny. That's Ron Hall. He's like,
He's sick.
He's ill, you know. It's like, okay.
He's green with envy.
Yeah. But it's like this fabulous textured hat, and I'm like, oh, I could make that. That'd be great. In fact, it'd be great out of this. Now that I think of it. So I have that
Yeah.
photo, and I've drawn it in my little design book.
Yeah.
And, you know.
I know. I have a lot of those designs that I
don't
have
have enough-
plans to make,
you
but
don't have
just
enough
no
time to design.
The only reason I'm designing now, the only time I get to design is if it's a necessity for the store. You know, shop hop pattern, peep pattern. We need to sell some yarn,
Pattern.
and I can't find anything that I like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Basically, if you got time to send us, send it on over.
Yeah,
we
please.
both need it.
We both need it this month, especially. So what should I show off my straight and trick while we're doing
Sure.
things that we've been knitting on?
Sure.
All right, so I'm just finally at the armhole increases. You do increases for your armhole.
Because it's not big enough.
Yeah. So there it is, Straight and Trick by Kate Davies,
Woo!
and it's turning out beautiful.
Looks good.
It takes me, I think I timed it 20 minutes to do a row, and now I got to increase. And I got to the point where I had to increase last night, and I just was like, I just can't. I can't do it tonight.
Yeah.
I
If
probably
you're-
won't be able to do it this night either because I'll be too tired.
Yeah.
Maybe
Mentally,
tomorrow.
You have
Yeah.
to be there.
No, you do, because I have to go backwards in the chart for the increases to keep the pattern.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oofta.
yeah. It'd be easier, I mean, if there were decreases
Yeah.
so that you could just reduce the pattern and then you can see what you're doing. But no, I have to, and I was actually thinking of charting it out
Yeah.
more, you know,
Right.
to see what those increases were.
Well, yeah.
I have to look at the pattern a little closer and just see how many stitches I'm increasing, because if it's only 5, then I can probably do that.
Yeah.
5 on each side. If it's 15, I might want to,
Yeah.
Write it
'cause
out.
then you're gonna.
if it's a whole stitch, I mean, whole pattern repeat, then yeah,
Yeah. Then you're gonna want to.
I probably
do that,
should
because then,
draw it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, there you go. And I'm still working on FF backward.
Someday it'll be done.
Well, you know, I keep trying to get further on that, and then I have to knit 3 hats. And
This is true.
yeah, and that shawl that I showed last time, Midnight in Berlin, sometimes I work on that, but it's not much further, so I didn't bring that today.
Yeah.
So,
I get it.
yeah, always something.
It's always something.
So, what else do we got to show?
Well, we can talk about our. This is through this weekend. This is still here. We've got these lovely hats made out of Eco-Cashmere from our friends at Blue Sky.
It's a blue sky day today, apparently.
It is. Every day should be a blue sky day. Here's one,
Slouchy.
and then here's this one. the pom-pom on top.
Yeah. So those, just like a little mini hat trunk show. Those are here. We've got the lovely yarn, which is 100% cashmere.
And for these solid ones, one skein will make them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's $35 or something because it's
I actually,
100% cashmere.
that gray hat that you showed, the little slouch hat, I made one of these. I was in a board meeting last week and for the whole day, and I finished one of those up to the last 3 rows during that board meeting in this color.
Yeah.
So it's
And there's not a ton of colors. I mean, we got 5 of them in, but
yeah,
we didn't get a few. We didn't get that.
We
orange,
didn't get the
which
orange, so
everyone keeps asking.
and I
about.
think there's one color that we're missing still.
Yeah, there's a couple that we don't have because I think there's a total of 8. I think there's 3 we're missing. Maybe not.
I think there's only one.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's only one, but it's lovely to work with. Well, first of all, it's 100% cashmere, but I was gonna say it's 50% recycled cashmere and 50% virgin cashmere. So, you know, there's a element of eco consciousness in there.
Yeah.
Hence the name Eco-Cashmere.
Yes.
But it's lovely to work with.
It's so soft and beautiful.
It's a DK weight, but I tell you, I felt like it was knitting up at a worsted weight. So it's a heavier DK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's cashmere, so it's going to be warm because cashmere's warm.
Yeah.
So,
What are the properties of cashmere that you can tell us about?
Well, it is.
Because Cecilia's good at that kind of stuff.
It is from goats, and it's a shedding one, not a shearing one.
Okay. So how do they collect it?
In the spring, the goats molt because it's going to be hot, and so they don't want all that fur on them. And as it molts, they basically just kind of tug it out, not like hard, but it just comes out.
Kind of like when you're petting your cat or something.
Yeah,
and clumps of hair come out. So,
yeah, like that. Or like, I don't know if you had a terrier, and I don't know if you ever did this, that sometimes they would blow their coat.
I've heard of that, yeah.
Yeah, and then you just like pull.
Right.
It just comes out in big clumps.
Right.
And so it's just like that. So they pull it out and they gather it up from wherever it falls off of. And so it's kind of more labor intensive, which is why cashmere is more expensive. And it too is hollower than wool. It's not a hollow shaft, but it's not a solid shaft.
So it's warmer.
It's warmer.
Yeah. What about crimp and stuff like that?
It has less of it doesn't have scales really so much, but it does have a good springiness, so it has some crimp, but you can machine wash it. I'm not going to tell you to machine wash your cashmere.
You just did. Oh my gosh. In other words, don't listen to what she just said. Or test it out on a swatch.
Test it out on a swatch.
Yeah. But not machine dry.
No.
Yeah.
Don't put anything in the dryer. Even if it says you can put it in the dryer, I wouldn't do it. I mean, the dryer is a dangerous, dangerous place. All dryers are evil. And they're all connected. This is my theory. All the dryers in the world are connected, and when you lose that sock, it is actually at someone else's house. It's at Laura's house.
Or possibly, because I do have some socks that I don't know where they came from.
Yeah,
I
everyone
think
has
they're probably from my son.
But everybody has these socks where it's like, I don't remember buying these socks, bringing these socks into this household. Where did they come from? I don't know.
It's the dryer conspiracy
It's the dryer
theory.
conspiracy, yes. So, sorry if Laura has your socks or I have your socks, but you don't want to lose a fabulous, woolen item to the dryer conspiracy. But no, actually, I used to, when I had a corporate job, I would wear cashmere sweaters because I would buy them on sale at Macy's, who has the best sales. And I always just put them in the washing machine. Yeah. And they were fine.
And they never felted. Mm-mm. Did you do them on a
delicate cycle?
Yeah. And did you have top loader or front loader?
At that time, we had a top loader.
Okay.
But then we got a front loader, so I don't remember. at what point that occurred.
But will cashmere
It will felt. Yes.
Okay.
It will felt. You have to be gentle with it.
Yeah.
Which is why none of them say that on there. They're
Right.
not ever going to say, like, the silk blouses don't ever say that. But
Right.
I used to put those in the washing machine, too.
Yeah.
Because I'm a rebel. And because if it can't handle the washing machine, it cannot handle my household. Sorry. I have, like, looked at stuff and, like, oh, this is so cute. It looks so fabulous on me. And it says, like, you know, hand wash. I'm like, nope, you gotta go back. Because if
Not happening.
you can't be put in the washing machine. I don't
Yeah.
have time for you.
I
You
don't
know,
ever take anything to the dry cleaner anymore.
just my winter coat.
Yeah, okay. I do take my winter coat.
That's it.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
spring, it goes to the dry cleaner.
Gosh, that reminds me. I got a new winter coat 2 winters ago. And after the first one, I was like, I swear I'm going to get this buckle changed because it doesn't work. Didn't get it done. So last winter, I was kind of cursing it all winter long because it pops open.
You should
Here
get
it
it
is.
changed. Winter time.
Almost winter. Well, almost fall. But we know what's coming.
Yes, it comes every
And
year.
I still haven't gotten that thing changed. And I won't remember once we leave here.
Would you like me to send you a random text at some point that just
Yes,
says,
please.
change your buckle? And you'll be
Yes.
like, what the hell? Or I always love when you text me like, who is this? It's like, who do you think it is? It says Cecilia, doesn't it?
Sometimes it doesn't.
Oh.
That's the weird thing. You know, so Cecilia doesn't own a cell phone.
I do not.
She is a little bit of a Luddite that way.
No.
She has an iPod,
Yes.
which I don't even know if they make anymore.
No, they stopped making
But-
it, which is sad because it's the best.
But that means I can text her because I have an iPhone.
Yes.
But sometimes, so everybody in my family has iPhones, and my husband and I have iPads. If he sends a text from his iPad, and then I reply to it, he doesn't get it unless it's on his iPad. It doesn't come to his phone as well.
Oh.
Whereas if I send him a text to his iPhone, it also goes to his iPad. It's very weird.
That's an odd
And every
thing.
once in a while, I think I get an odd text from you.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, because unless you're using Charles, does Charles have an iPhone?
Yes, but I wouldn't. The only time I texted you from that was when we got in the car accident on the way to work, and I had to be like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be there."
Well, maybe that's when I said,
Yeah.
"Who is this?"
No.
But then I texted
signed
Cecilia the other day, and she didn't get it.
I didn't get it. You probably
So-
texted someone else.
No, it's you,
Yeah, I don't know.
because I had gotten a text from you,
Yeah, and you just
and
responded.
I responded to it, so I don't have any
I don't
idea.
know.
There's some weird hinkiness sometimes with the old Apple.
It's everything, I think.
Well,
I don't
I'm
think
sure
it's
it
just
is.
Apple.
I'm sure it is, but I have to say it's Apple because that's what we're using.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, well, okay, I will show a couple of things that I've got over here as well. You know what? While I'm choosing what we're going to talk about, we had a couple of questions from comments on the blog, and I wanted to go over those a little bit. Dottie wants to know if you're using leftover scraps of sock yarn to make a blanket, what other yarn would you add to it? And first of all, there are a couple of questions here that we have. Is one, do you want to hold yarns together, or two, are you wanting to add more yarns in a similar weight? Of course, you could add yarns that are not a similar weight and get kind of a cool effect too. I mean, it kind of really depends on what you're wanting to do.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Well, I guess to me, you can use anything that says it's superwash. I mean, it's not going to make a difference really.
Well, and you
And
wouldn't even have to use superwash if you didn't care if it was machine washable.
Yeah, but it's a blanket. I think most blankets you're going to want to have machine washable because.
Well,
They're
maybe, I don't
blankets.
know.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't wash blankets very often. Well, heck, I don't even wash my sweaters. Come on.
Yeah, this is true. I don't know.
I know, she doesn't agree with my philosophy.
No, because you wash your clothes.
Yeah, sometimes.
Ah, great. We're gonna be sharing an office, so we'll let you know how that goes.
No, I do wash my clothes.
Well, I guess, yeah, my thing is if you want it to be machine washable, then you're gonna want to have yarns with it that are comparable. Even if you don't want it, you would want to swatch them a little bit just to see how they grow. Because if you're putting like some alpaca with it, then that's going to grow at a different rate when you wash it. And so then it can cause depends on what kind of blanket you're making. If you're making squares, then your squares are going to be, you know, hinky because you're going to have like poofy squares. But if you're doing stripes, then you might have like a little bigger stripe and a little smaller stripe, and that would actually that'd be it. Maybe that's what you want. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just have to experiment with it. If I was going to use scrap sock yarns for a blanket, I would probably get another fingering weight wool or wool blend yarn in a solid color and stripe it, or make mitered squares of some kind, or granny squares if you're going to crochet it.
Something that kind of like hold it all together.
Yeah.
So over the last weekend, I was sussing around on Ravelry, and someone was asking about helix hats. I'm like, what the heck is this? And apparently that's a thing of these stripes, basically, where you're using like 3 or however many colors at the same time, and then you're stopping at different places or something.
Oh, cool.
There's a big long write-up about it, and I was like, I don't have time to try this right now, because it seemed to me a thing that you have to try to get your mind around. But I'm like, man, there's so many things I don't know yet. But, you know, if you were doing something where, you know, you're using bits, it's good to have, because that was one of the things they were talking about, that they're just using parts, you know, they were using whatever's leftover yarns. They're like, well, they all look okay because you're kind of doing these two, and then you're doing these two, you know, you're kind of, you know, you try and put the colors.
Have to look this up.
Yeah, it was really interesting. So I would lay out colors and kind of see, because I think everybody, no matter what they do, they all fall into certain color families. Like if you were to spill my thousands and thousands of skeins of yarn about, it would be, you know, it would be a lot of purples, a lot of reds, some orangey reds, because I love orangey reds.
And if you spilled mine, there'd be a lot of greens and blues.
Yeah, and there'd be a lot of gold, because I love purple and gold together, because Skull Vikings. So, you know, so usually you could find out, oh, hey, I do a lot of this, I'll get a solid color of whatever, or even a semi-solid, like our abstract, you know, like this, where if you have a lot of blues and greens, you could use this, you know, this one as your, you know.
I'm stepping on it.
It's gotten your toes, girl.
There we go.
And so, but yeah, but it depends on your pattern, depends on what you're doing. I know that Hexie Puff thing was really popular a few years ago.
It was a bee something.
Beekeeper.
Yeah, the beekeeper quilt.
Yeah, and so, you know, those, when you see those, they're all sorts of colors, but if you put in some solid things in there, just like quilt making.
You know, I have to say, that thing drives me crazy. I just do not love it. And I'll say right up front, because I've probably said it on this podcast before, I am not a fan of variegated yarns. It's just not my thing. And I think it's great that other people like variegated yarns. You go, girl. Boy, you know?
Yeah.
It's just not my thing. And when I look at those beekeeper quilts, I go, oh my gosh, it's too much. It's just too much. I don't know. It bothers me.
Yeah. Well, then you should not make one.
I am not making one.
I mean, look, I'm like, oh man, that's a lot of work. And I know I'd get like, because they're all the same, and I'm not knitting a whole bunch of things that are all the same person.
Right.
And so I would get, you know, like 10 of them done, and I'd be like, yeah, someone's gonna get a pillow. Because I'm not
Right.
gonna finish this into a blanket.
Yeah.
I would be far more likely to do something in a linen stitch, or even just stripe it and see
Linen
what,
stitch. Now that would take a really long time to do a blanket, but that's a great way to use up scraps of sock weight yarn,
Yeah.
fingering weight yarn. Linen stitch is such a beautiful stitch, and it's great to kind of blend colors together.
yeah.
So, yeah.
But-
It's just a slip stitch pattern, basically.
But yeah, but if you were gonna hold it with something else, then I would probably just, pick I would again pick a solid color, but I'd pick a lighter solid color than most of your yarns, because then that would come out as little pops.
Oh,
So like if you use like a cream color,
Yeah.
or you cream color vintage or ultra
Right.
wool, and then it would have all this kind of fun colors, but it would all be that white background.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Yep. So there you go. Okay.
hope that helps, Dottie.
Yeah.
You know, Charles, is my husband. I'm sure I've mentioned that. He was talking about. He's like, because we answered a question last time. He's like, you guys should be like frickin' frack, the car guys, and get back with these people, like, later on, and be like, how'd that work? How'd our advice work out for you? So
Yeah, Dottie, when you make the blanket,
let us know how it works
send
out.
us a picture, and
We'll discuss
yeah.
it.
And now that our website contact form is working, actually, I don't know if you could send a picture through our website contact form,
I don't know.
but you could send me an email. In our contact form, you could say, "Hey, Laura, I've got this picture. Email me back, and I'll send you the picture, and then we'll put it up on the
Thing.
on the podcast." And,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you'll be famous.
yeah,
You can get free coffee at your local coffee shop.
yeah.
I don't know. Actually, you probably can't.
Probably not.
I don't know how
Don't hold her
famous
to
you're
that.
Yeah, I don't know anything about how coffee shops work. I don't know.
So other questions that we had on the podcast, Jody wanted to know more on different sheep breeds. Cecilia's gonna bring some information for a future podcast. We don't have
Yes.
time to do that now, and we didn't see it early enough to prep for that. So,
Yeah.
And Monica asked, what's our all-time favorite pattern for travel and TV knitting? And here's my answer. Whatever's easy and mindless. So this, right now I'm working on that straighten the trick while I'm watching TV. It's not mindless or easy, but I want to get it done. So that's why I'm working on it. But I'm working also on this sweater, and this is really mindless right now. It's just
Yeah.
stockinette.
Yeah.
There's no shaping or anything right now. So I don't know. I don't have a specific pattern that I like, because I hardly ever repeat knit patterns.
Yeah.
Unless I'm designing it.
Yeah, and I'm kind of the same way. I have a pattern for a hat that I designed. It's just really, really basic worsted weight hat that I will do as kind of a go-to. Like, I'm bored with whatever I'm working on, and then
Just need a break.
I need a break, and so then I just get some worsted, and then I'll add stripes, or maybe I'll add a whatever.
Right.
Usually it's just stripes. So if I'm to that point where it's like, I'll just add some of these stripes with this leftover yarn I have here, But to me, it depends on the type of TV watching I'm doing, because there's stuff that, if I'm watching, say, a Bergman film where I have to read stuff, or I used to watch Battlestar Galactica, and I always had to concentrate on that because there were so many characters and they were always doing something that later on would matter. So I always had to pay attention. And then I had like Battlestar Galactica knitting, which was just kind of like that, where I like knit in a circle, and when my attention wouldn't matter too much because sometimes it was stressful. But if I'm rewatching, Supernatural for the 10th time, I can knit anything.
Wow. Wow. Just saying. Wow.
Love Supernatural. I will not hear my voice denigrated.
Well, I don't even know what it is, but 10 times? Really? Wow.
Well, I've watched it since it started, and they're on season 13. And so I've watched a lot of episodes, and A lot of them are kind of the same.
It's kind of
And
like
we
me
started-
reading Harry Potter, the first
Yeah.
one, at least 6 times, at
Well,
least.
yeah, because you had to
And the
read
other
them
ones,
all.
I've read them all at least once, but I think most of them twice or 3 times.
Well, I'd always have to reread them whenever a book came out. So yeah, I've read all
Yeah,
the Harry
right.
Potter books except for the last one multiple times.
Right.
You know, the last one I was like, okay,
Yeah.
now I don't have to read this anymore.
Yeah.
Although I've been thinking I should reread them all.
I know, me too.
And then I feel like I'm such a loser. God.
I kind of feel the same way, especially because I have so many other books that I want to read.
Yeah.
But I really would like to read them again.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's okay.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, so I was going to show that we got new Round Mountain colors. These are their club colorways. Again. So we get these, we've been getting these monthly, and it's 100% merino, fingering weight, superwash wool. This is their ornithology club for the month. It's a oh no, I'm
That's
sorry.
the
This
bug
is
one.
the
Entomology.
entomology one. This is the geometer caterpillar. I just love this. I think that light blue into brown is really pretty.
Yeah, if you like that.
Yeah, whatever. And of course I like this one. This is the ornithology one. This is Costa's hummingbird, but look at greens to purpley blue.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's just my
Yeah.
shtick. And then this one is skullcap. More
a
greens
plant.
and
It's a
blues.
botany.
This is from the Botany Club.
I
so-
like that. I think that's
yeah.
very pretty.
So, those are here in store now. I'm sure we've had other things come in this week. I don't know. I'm just having a hard
We've
time.
had a ton of books come in
remembering.
this week, so come in and check out all our books.
Oh, and
so
the-
many books.
And some new magazines, like
Yeah.
the Interweave Holiday Edition.
Oh,
And
it's
the Vogue
fabulous.
Fall Edition. Why we get one holiday one and one fall one at the same time, I don't know. But anyway, they're here.
Yeah, come buy them.
Yeah.
And then the holiday knits was fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their holiday knit one is always great, though. I've always loved that.
Yeah.
Mainly because it always has a lot of hats.
Cecilia is the hat queen.
I love hats.
Yeah, I know. I've heard that before. Hence the reason why you were the perfect person to test knit the melted macaroon.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
So we got I do have another new product. I completely forgot
yeah.
about this. So if you may have seen this in our newsletter already that I sent out yesterday, but we have these cool sock kits from Earth Yarns. This is Unique Sock, which is just like their Unique Fingering, except it has a little nylon in it, so it's merino wool and nylon. And the Unique Yarns stripe automatically in some really nice stripes. So this is a sock made out of one of those kits. And the great thing about these kits is that you get matching socks.
Exactly.
So
So you
yeah,
don't
I
have to
mean,
measure. Or...
if you've ever made socks with self-striping or self-patterning sock yarn, it's really hard to get a matching sock because you have a hard time figuring out where to start your second sock. So it matches exactly. Although we know some people, Shelley,
Yeah.
who work really hard at it and can get it done. But this is all, it's wound
It's done for
perfectly
you.
into the balls, so you get matching socks.
Yep.
So pretty cool, and free patterns online. So
I like this one here. That's a cute pattern.
yeah, this one's got a twisted stitch or something in the middle, or cable. I don't know what
Yeah.
exactly that is. I haven't looked at the pattern, but
But it kind of goes down where it joins so you don't see the jog,
yeah,
which is cool.
it is cool. It's really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not really a big sock knitter, but I kind of like this, and I might have to buy one.
You should. And then they match because that's important in life.
It is not important. But I made a hat out of this yarn, the yarn, the Unique Fingering that doesn't have the nylon in it. And it was just so much fun to knit with, to see how those patterns were going to come out.
Yeah.
So anyway, Unique Sock, matching sock kits. They're available on our website or in the store. So, and then the final thing that, do you have something that we need to talk about? No, you're
No,
doing
I
your
made a
pattern.
mistake because I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, okay. The final thing that we have to talk about today is our prize for next time. So when I was at market, I got a couple of free skeins of Kids Okays
Yay,
from
Kids
Rowan.
Okays.
Of course, in my favorite colors. I got to pick the colors that I wanted. I'm sorry. If you don't like blue-green, don't enter the contest. But it's lovely. Kids Okays. There's, I don't know, there's 230 yards on each of these, so you can make something fabulous.
Well, 2 skeins makes that citron, so
Oh, you can make a
one-
striped
you
citron.
could make a striped citron.
Yeah.
Because I have seen those on
Yeah.
Ravelry,
Really
so they are very nice. And that's a fun knit.
Yeah. And what else? Do we have anything else we need to talk about, or should we cut this short? I know we said it was going to be short. I have no idea if it's going to actually end up short or not, but
I can't think of anything else to talk about.
Okay.
And then there's probably stuff, I always think of it after the fact. And
Yeah,
I'm
of
like,
course.
we should talk about that on the
of course.
podcast.
Well, you know, I am at the end of the row, so it's a good time for me to stop. So
All right.
there you go.
Sounds great.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining us again today, and we'll be back again in a couple of weeks. And that will be right before our big move,
So
assuming that everything goes well,
Well,
between now and then with getting the new flooring in, cutting the holes in the wall,
Yeah. We might be
Getting
able
our-
to film from over there.
our counters and cabinets in, and our lights in. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to happen in the next 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
2.5 weeks. Not much time, honestly.
I know. I'm hoping those cabinets and counters in our office go in today. We'll see.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Right.
anyway, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Be seeing you.